Hi everyone, Sean Healy, change agent and relationship consultant here. Welcome to the Relationship Resourcing Series. This is a series designed to support people in having better quality business and personal relationships. So welcome to this episode entitled The Absolute Yes. I think this is a really powerful method for effectively using time. What I find consistently with people who are at the top of their field is that time and the use of time is more and more a pressing factor. So I thought I'd talk about this idea of the absolute yes as a way to, as a tool for helping you to prioritize how you spend your precious time. So I came across this idea of absolute yes through the entrepreneur Derek Sivers. I first heard of it through him, and I've also heard of this idea through listening to an interview with Layne Beachley, who was the world women's #1 surfer for an extended period of time, when she was being interviewed on the Marty Vid show, where she calls it the hell yes or the F no. And so we are developing pretty strong criterias once we become successful, because the problem is not opportunities, the problem is which opportunities do we take. And so we want a tracking method or a way or a compass that lets us know how to potentially pick the best opportunities coming forward. You know, when we're starting out in business and in life, it's an exploration process. We're taking on as many opportunities as we can. We're saying yes to everything to start to really explore and refine what works for us, what defines us as a human being. How do I come out of the value sets of my family system, and without letting those go completely, find out what actually, you know, really means something to me, so that I can start to move forward and find my sense of purpose and value in the world. However, when we become successful, one of the consequences of success is the fact that time really becomes a very pressing factor, especially if we've got a business to run, we've got a family, we've got a relationship, we've got social media commitments. Then all of these things start to really make it very challenging. And so to have a method to really pick and choose how we're optimizing our time, I think is absolutely vital. So what's this idea of the absolute yes? Let's say, for example, someone during the course of a day, there's 5 or 6 ideas that you're kicking around. Maybe they're opportunities for business or associations and business partnership options that are appearing to you. As you're considering those options, you might find straight away that some of them are like, nah, no interest there. And so they easily disqualify themselves. You know, you might look at some and go, yeah, that looks okay, but that doesn't seem to be workable to me, so that's gone too. And then there's those ideas that seem like they might be workable and they look kind of pretty good. You know, hey, this looks okay. Well, that's not good enough. When we're at a level of success where our time is of the essence, we're letting those ones that look pretty good go. And the only ones that we're looking further into and we're actioning on are those ones that absolutely ignite us. You know, if you've ever had that experience in life where you've engaged in an activity and every part of your being has gone, yes, this is it. I absolutely love this. This is, and you feel uplifted, inspired, ignited. It really lines up your sense of personal congruency and personal alignment, and you go, yep, this is the thing. And that becomes our compass going forward. We're only engaging in activities that absolutely ignite our congruency and our passion. And if it doesn't reach that criteria, leave it alone. Don't go into scarcity on this. There'll be other opportunities. Because the problem is you engage in something that's pretty good, and then all of a sudden, because your time, your resources, and your capital are covered off in that absolute hell yes opportunity comes along, and now you can't jump on it because you've tied up your resources elsewhere. So we're holding space, we're waiting, and we're only engaging in those activities that absolutely ignite us. Now remember that this principle works when we've reached a certain level of success. Prior to that, in order to get there, we need to be saying yes to pretty much everything. So that, because we're in that exploratory phase, we're refining our internal compass to really know what ignites us and what's valuable and precious to us as an individual. And then we can begin to really utilize from a powerful, clean space that idea of the absolute or certain yes. And then it starts to become very easy, because if we're only engaging in business projects that absolutely ignite us, we won't need to force ourselves into a motivated state because we're loving what we're doing. If we're surrounding ourselves, we're using the same principle where our key kind of people around us are, again, they're the absolute yes people. And that doesn't mean they say yes to us all the time. They can be highly challenging, but they are inspiring. They are people that help to bring out our best, and we're surrounding ourselves with absolute yes people. We're not tolerating dysfunction and poor behavior just because, well, we're worth more. We're worth more than that. And if we find that we're spending time with people who consistently we come away from those exchanges feeling drained and doubtful, that is kind of, unless we can have conversations and we can change and repair that. I'm not suggesting we chop that straight away. We certainly can make an effort to have a better quality connection and experience. However, we really want to be looking at those people that ignite us and fuel us and really help to lift us to be our absolute best in the world. And then the same goes when we take this principle into our primary relationships. We're finding those absolute yes experiences as a couple. This becomes really important because time is so precious. We need to be tracking for elements in our relationship where we've got those absolute yes shared experiences with our partner, so that these are the moments when we're together, we ignite, we refuel, we recharge the eroticism in our relationship and the desire, and then that helps us to carry that relationship forward through the mundane day-to-day pressures and dynamics that we have to face. We're looking for those absolute yes activities in our self-care. That can take some time, but if you find that perhaps quiet meditation, really you walk away from that, you feel cleansed, you feel refreshed, then that might be a good example of an absolute yes. It really resources you to go back into the demanding elements of your life. Because even if we're doing things we love, this can still be very energetically demanding. And so self-care becomes so important in helping to bring our absolute best forward in the world and to fulfill our kind of dream or our business vision. So even in our self-care, we're on the search as we're exploring what works best to reset our bodies and rejuvenate our bodies. We're looking for those activities that really seem to give the best traction in that area. And then all we do is continue to consistently engage in those. And I'm not saying we close off to exploring new options. There's always ways, but it's just a really helpful way to prioritize the use of your time. If you're not absolutely engaged by an activity or your business dream and vision, then okay, well, I just happen to think that the one non-renewable resource is time. And we, in my opinion, are looking for methods that help us to optimize the use of that time. And I happen to think that the idea of the absolute yes is a fantastic one. That we're not settling for our experiences in life, but rather we're going, unless something absolutely ignites me, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to walk away. I'm coming at my life from a place of fullness rather than lack. And when we're coming from a place of fullness, then we can add on. It changes our way of thinking and our focus of direction. And we know that if something's pretty good, but it really doesn't make every, I don't get the goosebumps, I don't get that absolute kind of, charge through my body. We're not talking about adrenaline-fueled rushes that come from other places, but we're talking about those moments that we have in life where we absolutely ignite. We're so excited, we're so inspired, we're so uplifted. And that's, I'm putting my radar out for those experiences in life, and looking for to spend time with people who create that kind of space in me, engage in activities that do that. And I think it's a great way to use your time. Very useful. So I hope today's episode on the absolute yes has been gives you some food for thought, that we're using that as a compass, as a part of our organizing criteria. And like I said, I think it's really powerful. So over to you. Explore, play, utilize it in whatever way you think is useful in your own life. And we will be doing other episodes on ways in which to manage time, ways in which to manage our personal state, and a whole lot of other material. So thank you for joining us on today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. You're welcome to visit me at my website, emergencetraining.com.au. I work both with individuals and groups on looking at improving our personal dynamics with ourselves and others. So happy to have any kind of conversations, any requests for episodes. I'm more than happy to kind of explore the viability of those. And you can also, apart from the website, emergencetraining.com.au, you can also follow me with my, this channel, of course, the Relationship Resourcing Series. Please subscribe to that one. And I've got a podcast series, Sean Healy Tools, available on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, and other podcast mediums, where again, we look at very much the similar kind of strategies and approaches, but through the vehicle of podcasting. So until the next episode, thank you for joining us. I'm always very excited to share. We'll see you soon. Bye.